You've heard the old adage that everyone is unique, but how many folks can actually claim to be one of a kind? In a world full of remarkable people, some stand out because they're literally in a league of their own. Today, we're diving into the lives of people you'll never believe exist. Number 20, Yurita Oliva. Back in 2013, the tabloids were buzzing about a mysterious and unsettling condition that had struck Yurita Oliva, a woman from Chile. Can you imagine that this was a woman who, instead of tears of sadness or joy, was shedding tears of blood? Doctors were baffled, no doubt, when they found out about this condition. On the other hand, Yurita was in constant agony. Despite their best efforts, it seemed that no one could figure out the cause of her distress. The usual eye infections were ruled out, and while eye drops provided temporary relief, they couldn't address the root of the problem. The condition Yurita appeared to suffer from is incredibly rare. So rare, in fact, that it's only been documented a few times. It's known as hematidrosis, where tears contain blood, making them appear red. However, despite all the medical sleuthing, Yurita was never officially diagnosed. For those who might recognize this condition from the silver screen, it was notably featured in the James Bond movie The Nemesis. In the film, a character suffers from a similar affliction, which highlights how rare and dramatic this condition can be. Number 19. Rolf Buchholtz. Shifting gears now, we enter the world of Rolf Buchholtz, a man whose commitment to body modifications is both jaw-dropping and intriguing. As a German gentleman who has taken the art of piercing and tattooing to a whole new level, Rolf sets records that are as incredible as they are mind-boggling. Back in 2010, Rolf made headlines by snagging the title of world record holder for the most piercings on a male. Can you guess how many piercings he had? Well, it's a staggering 481 piercings. That's not just a lot. It's an almost incomprehensible amount. What's even more astonishing is that 278 of those piercings were on his genitals. Yes, 278. The sheer thought of it might make your eyes water, but Rolf embraced his unique passion with a level of dedication that's truly remarkable. Rolf's journey didn't end there, though. Fast forward to 2012, and Rolf was back in the spotlight. And this time, Guinness World Records had updated his impressive tally. By then, Rolf had pushed the boundaries even further, amassing a total of 512 body modifications. That's right, 512 different piercings and tattoos spread across his entire body. Imagine the time, effort, and sheer determination it took to achieve such a feat. The Guinness World Records team, known for their meticulous attention to detail, took on the formidable task of verifying each and every one of Rolf's modifications. However, before you think that's the ultimate test of human endurance, let's pedal over to Tom Staniford. Number 18. Tom Staniford. Tom has lived with a rare genetic condition called mandibular dysplasia with deafness and progeroid syndrome, which gives him a unique and challenging physical appearance. From birth, Tom was a normal weight, but as he grew older, the syndrome began to change his body in profound ways. This condition prevents fatty tissues from being stored under the skin, which means Tom looks incredibly slim, despite his otherwise normal weight when he was born. His body's inability to store fat gives him a lean appearance that sets him apart. However, the syndrome isn't Tom's only challenge. He also grapples with type 2 diabetes and connective tissue disorders that affect his hands and feet, particularly his ankles. These conditions make his ankles nearly immobile and reduce his flexibility across his entire body. It's a tough combination that impacts his daily life and athletic performance. Despite these hurdles, though, Tom has channeled his energy and determination into paracycling, competing at both national and international levels. Classified as a C3 Paras cyclist by the University of California, Irvine, the global authority for professional cycling, Tom has not only participated in races, but has also achieved notable success. Number 17. Paul Krison. Switching lanes from the world of paracycling to something truly out of the blue, literally, let's dive into the story of Paul Krison. Paul, who lived in Madeira, California, was anything but ordinary. His skin turned a striking shade of blue, reminiscent of a Smurf or a member of the Blue Man Group. This startling transformation began about a decade before his passing and had everything to do with his unconventional approach to treating a skin condition. You see, Paul's journey into becoming a blue sensation started when he decided to tackle his skin issues with a remedy that was anything but ordinary. He applied silver preparation directly to his face and also drank colloidal silver, a liquid with suspended silver particles. This treatment might sound like something out of a science fiction novel, but it was actually a nod to old-time remedies. Before penicillin and modern medicine took the stage, silver was a popular, albeit misguided, treatment for various ailments. By 1999, the Food and Drug Administration had pulled the plug on silver-based remedies for over-the-counter use due to their severe health risks, including potential organ damage. However, Paul, with his indomitable spirit and perhaps a touch of stubbornness, continued to use colloidal silver, despite its known dangers. The result was that his once normal skin took on a striking blue hue that left people completely shocked. Eventually, Paul's unique condition wasn't just a medical curiosity. It became a part of his identity. He lived as a blue man in a world that had long moved past silver solutions for skin ailments. Unfortunately, his health took a toll, and he passed away at the age of 62 after suffering a heart attack and a stroke. Whether his blue skin and self-medication directly contributed to his health issues remains unclear, but his story serves as a vivid reminder of the importance of heeding modern medical advice and the risks of unconventional treatments. Number 16. Vinnie O. Moving on, Vinnie O is a queer activist with a story that's as vibrant and transformative as she is. From the tender age of 17, Vinnie embarked on an extraordinary journey to align her outer appearance with how she felt on the inside. She was essentially on a quest to look like a friendly alien, a being who's neither male nor female, just beautifully otherworldly. Once that realization was set in stone, Vinnie began her makeover transformation, which was a bold statement of self-expression. With an incredible 110 procedures under her belt, including nose jobs, fillers, laser treatments, and cryofacials, she's been tirelessly sculpting her look to match her inner self. Her aim, at the end of the day, is to resemble an ethereal, genderless alien who's completely at ease in her skin. With that being said, the road to self-discovery hasn't been all rainbows and stardust. Vinnie faced a storm of tabloid attacks and harsh criticism from those who struggled to understand her. Yet, through it all, she remains a beacon of positivity and hope. Now, in stark contrast to Vinnie's voluntary transformation, another individual's body underwent an unwanted metamorphosis. Number 15. Abul Bajandar. Known to many as Tree Man due to the appearance of his hands, Abul Bajandar's story is both heartbreaking and inspiring. Imagine having a condition so rare that it causes large, tree-like lesions to grow on your hands. That's what Abul experienced, and it wasn't just a visual oddity. It was a profound and debilitating health issue. These growths, which looked like branches sprouting from his hands, were caused by a chronic infection related to the human papillomavirus. Keeping that in mind, the nickname Tree Man might sound intriguing, but it's important to remember that it's not just a quirky label. It represents a real struggle. Abul's condition brought him not just physical pain, but also emotional and social challenges. Over his lifetime, Abul's journey has been marked by numerous surgeries aimed at removing these growths and helping him regain the use of his hands. Though the condition has spread to other parts of his body, the surgeries have brought some improvement. Each procedure has been a step toward a better quality of life, and while the road has been tough, there's a glimmer of hope and progress. Number 14. Gary Turner. Next up, Gary Turner is a man from the United Kingdom who holds a truly extraordinary record. You see, Gary can stretch the skin on his stomach to a jaw-dropping 6.25 inches, a feat that's as fascinating as it is unusual. However, before you rush to try this at home, there's a crucial detail to consider. Gary's skin-stretching abilities are due to a rare condition called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. This is a disorder that affects the body's connective tissues, and it can lead to a range of challenges beyond just having remarkably stretchy skin. The condition essentially disrupts the production of collagen, which is a protein that helps maintain the skin's elasticity and the strength of various tissues. As a result, people with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome often face issues like fragile skin, hypermobile joints, and chronic pain. Now, Gary's remarkable skin elasticity is just one symptom of this complex disorder. Those with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome might also deal with bone and joint problems, early-onset arthritis, and scoliosis. The condition can lead to an array of complications, including the development of excessive wrinkles and structural issues due to the body's inability to produce enough collagen. Now, as we move from one remarkable individual to another, let's shift our focus to someone whose life story is as inspiring as it is unique. Number 13, Jodi Amji. Jodi Amji hails from India, and she stands as a living testament to the fact that women come in all shapes, sizes, and forms. Jodi measures just 2 feet and 6.72 inches tall, which makes her the smallest woman in the world. However, Jodi's story is about more than just her height. Before achieving fame, she faced the tough reality of being teased for her size. The judgment and stares she encountered were hard to ignore, and there were times when staying positive felt like a monumental challenge. However, Jodi didn't let these difficulties define her. Instead, she used them as stepping stones to transform her life in extraordinary ways. Today, has made a significant mark in the entertainment industry while earning the title of the world's shortest actress. Her role as a series regular on the hit television show American Horror Story showcased her acting skills and introduced her to a global audience. Her journey from facing ridicule to achieving success in Hollywood is a testament to her strength and perseverance. While one woman defied expectations with her height, though, another on this list defied them with her unique physicality. Number 12, Wang Fong. Tucked away in China is a remarkable woman named Wang Fong who has a unique twist to her everyday life. You see, her feet face the opposite direction from most people's. Yes, her shoes go on backward, but this isn't just a quirky detail. It's part of her extraordinary journey. From the day she was born, doctors and her family worried about Wang's future. They feared she might never walk, let alone run or work. However, Wang, with her indomitable spirit, had other plans. She didn't see her reversed feet as a hurdle, but as a special part of who she was. To her, they were just another part of her normal life, and what a life it has been. Wang moves with surprising agility. She can run faster than many of her friends, and gracefully juggles her role as a waitress at her family's bustling restaurant. Despite the doctor's concerns, she's proven that her unique condition is no obstacle to living a full and vibrant life. At the end of the day, Wang's story highlights an inspiring example of overcoming physical challenges. On the other hand, Mandy Sellers' journey, though also marked by resilience, presents a different kind of struggle. Number 11, Mandy Sellers. Mandy hails from Lancashire, United Kingdom, and she has faced a condition that has drastically impacted her life in ways most of us can hardly imagine. Every day, Mandy wakes up to find her legs swollen to an enormous size, so large that they weigh nearly 250 pounds. This is Mandy's reality due to a rare condition called Proteus syndrome. To put it simply, Proteus syndrome is caused by a mutation in a gene that leads to the excessive growth of skin, bone, fat, and tissue. In 2012, researchers at a Cambridge clinical research facility pinpointed the genetic mutation responsible for Mandy's condition. Despite their best efforts, traditional treatments seemed ineffective. What was unfortunate is that whatever was removed from her legs seemed to grow back even more. It was as though her body was in a constant battle with itself as it produced more tissue, no matter how much was taken away. All hope wasn't lost, though. Pioneering experimental treatments offered a glimmer of relief, and they managed to shrink her legs down to around 150 pounds, at least temporarily. However, the journey was far from straightforward. In 2016, Mandy faced a severe setback when she contracted sepsis, leading to the amputation of one of her legs. Yet, in a twist that stunned even her doctors, the amputated leg began to grow back, which was a bizarre and distressing manifestation of her condition that left medical professionals scratching their heads. Today, Mandy is one of about 120 people worldwide who live with this challenging syndrome. The condition has confined her to a wheelchair for much of her life, which makes it difficult for her to pursue many of the dreams and desires she once had. However, Mandy's spirit is unbreakable. Instead of letting Proteus syndrome define her, she has taken to the world, sharing her story and raising awareness about her condition. Contrasting highly to Mandy's struggle, AMU Haaji's life was a deliberate choice to live outside the boundaries of society. Number 10. AMU Haaji. AMU is a man who lived a life so unusual it almost defies belief. For 94 years, this Iranian man earned a rather dubious title, the world's dirtiest human being. Before you jump to conclusions though, let's just say this accolade wasn't something he exactly sought out. What you need to understand here is that for a long time, AMU had a deep-seated fear of water. For 75 years, he avoided bathing, convinced that even the slightest touch of water would make him sick. His reasoning was a bit unconventional, but it seemed to work for him. After all, he lived well into his 90s, so maybe he was onto something. Though you can pretty much imagine his social life might have been a tad challenging, particularly for those with a keen sense of smell. Living in the Iranian desert, AMU had a lifestyle that was as rugged as his appearance. His diet consisted of rotting porcupine meat, and he'd smoke-dried cow dung, all while sipping water from a rusty oil can. Strangely enough, just before he passed away, AMU decided to wash up for the first time in decades. His final act of cleanliness was a curious twist in a life that had defied conventions in the most extraordinary ways. As one man lived in complete isolation, though, it seems another woman across the world discovered a hidden talent that would eventually make her famous. Number 9. Kim Goodman. Imagine being able to make your eyes pop out of their sockets by nearly half an inch at will. That definitely sounds like something out of a spooky movie. However, for a woman named Kim Goodman, this is her reality. Apparently, Kim discovered her unique ability quite unexpectedly during a Halloween party when she was accidentally hit in the eye. From that moment on, she realized she could make her eyeballs bulge out with a simple yawn, or by willing it. It's a talent that's perfect for startling friends or making a Halloween costume truly memorable. Her eye-popping skills were so impressive that they caught the attention of the Guinness World Records. In 1997, Kim set a world record for her remarkable ability, and as far as we know, no one else has come close to matching her feat. She's even traveled the globe while showcasing her unique talent and leaving people wide-eyed and amazed, literally. Now, Kim may have lucked out with her peculiar ability and gained much fame from it. However, some other people have not been so lucky. Number 8. Claudio Vieira de Oliveira. Claudio Vieira de Oliveira's story is like something out of a superhero comic. Born with a rare condition that made his body quite a puzzle, Claudio was expected to face some serious challenges from the start. Doctors even thought he might not make it past his first day. Guess what though? Claudio had other plans. What would you do if you were born with an upside-down head and limbs that just don't work like everyone else's? Well, in Claudio's case, his legs were so weak from muscular atrophy that he couldn't use them, and his arms were stuck to his chest. For the first 7 years, his mom had to carry him everywhere, like a real-life superhero mom. However, Claudio didn't let that stop him. When he was 8, he figured out how to walk on his knees, which must have looked like something out of a circus act. Despite all these hurdles, though, Claudio didn't just survive. He thrived. He went on to become a qualified accountant, and if that wasn't impressive enough, he eventually also turned into a motivational speaker and author while sharing his incredible story with the world. Safe to say, Claudio isn't the only one who has gained much success given their abilities. Number 7. Daniel Browning Smith. Daniel Browning Smith is a man who is like a living, breathing human origami. He's essentially able to twist, bend, and contort his body in ways that seem straight out of a circus act. Fun fact, he doesn't just keep his talents to himself. Nope, Daniel is also an actor, television host, comedian, sports entertainment guy, and stuntman. What you need to know is that the man's incredible flexibility comes from a rare genetic condition called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. This means he has joints that bend more than they should and skin that's stretchier than a pair of old yoga pants. Ehlers-Danlos syndrome can be a real challenge, though, and it leads to issues like bone disorders, chronic pain, and even early arthritis. It's a tough condition, and unfortunately, there's no cure for it. However, instead of letting this hold him back, Daniel has turned it into his superpower. He started exploring contortion at just 4 years old and discovered that he could twist and bend his body in ways most people couldn't even imagine. By 18, he'd joined the circus, which was a natural fit for someone with his unique skills. Number 6. Valeria Lukanova. Following up, Valeria Lukanova is a woman from Moldova with a goal that's as unusual as it is ambitious. She wants to look exactly like a Barbie doll. Not just any Barbie, though, but the iconic plastic figure with those impossibly perfect proportions. What's interesting here is that Valeria's quest to embody the Barbie ideal isn't about sporting peroxide blonde hair and wide-eyed looks. It's about transforming her entire appearance to mirror the doll's exaggerated features. This transformation didn't come easy to her, of course. Valeria has undergone a myriad of surgeries and enhancements to achieve her doll-like look, and she's succeeded in creating a real-life version of the classic toy. However, her journey has sparked mixed reactions. Some view her transformation as a stunning achievement of personal expression, while others are concerned about the implications of such drastic alterations. Valeria's interviews reveal a complex persona. She's unapologetically open about her views, some of which have sparked controversy. Her commitment to this goal has certainly put her in the spotlight while drawing both admiration and criticism. While the pursuit of perfection through physical alteration can be seen in the extreme case of Valeria, though, a different kind of extraordinary ability emerges with Deepak Jangra. Number 5. Deepak Jangra. Deepak may just be the real-life superhero from India with an electrifying trick up his sleeve. He's not just any superhero, though. He's known as Electroman, and he can literally turn himself into a human power station. To put it simply, Deepak can light up bulbs just by touching them, take electric shocks that could zap a wild animal, and even wrap himself in copper wires to make appliances work. It's like he's got his own built-in power grid. However, with these superpowers come some serious responsibilities. Deepak has to be careful not to overdo it. So, while Deepak might not be off fighting supervillains, his incredible powers definitely make him a superhero in our book. Number 4. Isaiah Aosta. In a different realm of remarkable abilities and resilience, we meet Isaiah Aosta, a true fighter who's turned his unique challenges into a story of triumph. From the moment he was born, Isaiah faced enormous odds. He was born with agnathia, a rare condition where a person is born without a jaw. Doctors weren't sure he'd make it, but Isaiah's story was just beginning. Despite the initial struggles, Isaiah's journey has been nothing short of remarkable. He's grown into an accomplished rapper, a powerful public speaker, and an inspiration to countless people around the world. He uses a text-to-speech app on his phone to communicate, and he describes himself as funny, wild, and loving. More importantly, it seems his personality shines through, which makes him a beacon of hope and positivity. Fun fact, Isaiah had the chance to undergo cosmetic jaw surgery as he grew older, but he turned it down. It looks like he's proud of the way he is and wouldn't change a thing. From the inspiring story of overcoming physical limitations to the extraordinary lengths of human determination, our list continues with individuals who have redefined what's possible. Number 3. Christine Walton. Back in 2011, Christine Walton earned her spot in the Guinness World Record for having the longest fingernails ever. We're talking some serious length here. Her nails stretched an astonishing 10 feet 2 inches on her left hand and 9 feet 7 inches on her right. Now Christine, who performed under the stage name The Duchess in Las Vegas, must have had some unique challenges. Picture walking into a room with your nails trailing behind you like a bizarre, glittering cape. It's hard to imagine fitting through doors or holding a cup of coffee without creating a scene. Still, Christine embraced her extraordinary nails, which she stopped cutting back in 1990. According to her, life got so hectic that she just let them grow. Guess with nails that long, you'd need to prioritize your time differently. Ultimately, Christine's choice to grow her nails was more than just a quirky personal decision. It was her way of making a statement and standing out. Despite the obvious logistical hurdles of having foot-long fingernails, she managed to turn this unique feature into a memorable part of her performance career. Switching gears from the world of record-breaking nails, we now explore the extraordinary story of a man who took the concept of a party trick to a whole new level. Number 2, Liu Thao Lin. Known far and wide by his intriguing nickname, the Magnet Man, Liu Thao Lin is a walking, talking marvel. This is because the Malaysian marvel had a remarkable trick. He could stick metal objects to his body as if he were a living magnet. Here's the thing though, Liu wasn't actually magnetic at all. It seems scientists at the University of Technology in Malaysia took a keen interest in his peculiar ability and dove into some serious investigations. What they found was pretty fascinating. It turns out that Liu's stickiness wasn't due to any magnetic forces, but rather high levels of friction in his skin. This created a sort of suction effect that made metal objects cling to him. It wasn't just a fluke either. His grandchildren had inherited this unusual trait too. So, while Liu might have had trouble with everyday tasks like opening the cutlery drawer, he definitely had a party trick that could steal the show. He could easily impress guests by making spoons, forks, and other metal objects stick to your arms. This quirky ability even landed him some time on television. Though Liu is now no longer with us, his legacy lives on through his incredible talent and the unique family traits that made him a memorable figure. Number 1, Larry Gomez. Lastly, given the title of the Wolfman, Larry Gomez is the undisputed champion of hairiness, and he wears that title with pride. Why? Well, because almost 98% of Larry's body is covered in thick, dark hair. This isn't the result of a wild comic book accident or a secret potion, though. Larry was born with congenital generalized hypertrichosis, a condition that causes an abnormal amount of hair to grow all over the body. Back in the day, people with this condition were often given colorful nicknames like Wolfman or Bearded Lady, and they were sometimes exploited for their unusual appearance. They'd become circus performers and would earn a living based on public curiosity and misunderstanding. Sadly, not much has changed in terms of public perception, even today. When Larry was a child, he went by Victor and faced relentless bullying from other kids. However, Larry has turned things around. Instead of hiding from his unique appearance, he's embraced it. To him, being the hairiest man in the world isn't something to be ashamed of. It's a badge of honor. He sees it as a mark of being special and different. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.